guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be playing some Centipede, but I'm going to be telling you a story while we're playing this, so let's get right into this. So, you pretty know, you know me, you know what I'm like. Stupid bus! Okay. You know what I'm like. I'm not the best person in the world. I wouldn't say I'm the meanest person that you've ever met. And if you saw me, you'd want to die, but, I'm kind of annoying. Or at least that's what I think I am. I'm pretty annoying, but, I don't really know if this has to tie into the story, but, so, me and my bud, Luis, and my other bud, Raymond, shout out to both them, and my best friends, and we're like, I'm only in 4th grade, about to be in 5th, school's out, almost. Okay, guys, I wish I could skip these ads, but I can't. Do I have to do this? Oh my god. This sucks. Oh, there's a counter. Okay, so me and my buds had to go to science. Normal day, we like science. Science is pretty cool. It's taught by this whack teacher. She told us she was like 93 or something. And she looks like she's like 43. Which is weird. She has like so much makeup and she's like, well, I'm 93. It's super believable. Because my great grandma is like 85 and she's like old and wrinkly. No offense, but like that's what old people look like when they get into their late days. But so we're going to science, and she's a really old teacher. Usually doesn't have to cause any problems. She's actually really nice. She doesn't really get mad if we do stuff wrong. But so she had a very, very bright idea. Well, first stuff was just like normal. It was pretty boring. But she's like, we're talking about rocks today. And we had to like cut Starburst without any gloves into 4 pieces. I really wish I could skip these ads. Jesus Christ. So she's a pretty whack teacher. We had to cut without safety gloves. We cut 2 Starbursts into 4 pieces each. So we had 8. Which is like, this is the form of like breakage during like weathering or stuff. Okay, so and then we clumped them all together, like just like punched them together. Just like, this is the form of like a certain kind of rocks. And she was like, this is what it's like when it's being pressed down over millions and millions of years. And I was like, this is so boring. Like, when are we gonna get to the fun stuff? And she's like, next we're gonna turn it into the form of an igneous rock. And I was like, okay, isn't that this like lava stuff? And she's like, so I have this really bright idea to do an experiment. So grab your clumped together Starburst rocks and let's come over the microwave without any safety gloves and only one frail little piece of tiny wax paper. 1 piece of tiny wax paper, no gloves, and let's put it in the microwave for 15 seconds. And I'm like, okay, it seems safe. And We put it in the microwave. 15 seconds. I just stand there. My boy Luis and my boy my brother boy and Raymond are outside. Are not outside. My boy okay. So it's really frustrating me. I can't really tell the story when I'm trying to concentrate on classic Centipede. So my boy Raymond and my boy Luis were standing behind me, a few people behind me, and the microwave's done. I'm not gonna say her name. The teacher takes the burning hot Starburst out of the microwave, and it's like 1,000-degree knife challenge, and like they always tell you to wear safety gloves. It's like that, but like very hot Starburst putty, and very hot Starburst putty with no safety equipment, just one little piece of wax paper. Ooh, stage 7. One little piece of wax paper, and she takes it out and she hands it to me, and she's like, "Be careful," and I'm like, "How?" And she hands it to me, and I'm like, "Dang, this is hot on the bottom." And so I go over to my boy Luis, my boy Raymond. Excuse me, I'm sick. My boy Raymond, and I'm like, "Hey, feel how hot this is." So Luis, the bright man he is, he decides to touch with bare hands, touch the burning hot Starburst putty with his bare hand. And he's like, "Ow, that's hot." And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's really hot." Then I started to notice, since I was holding on into it for so long, I started to notice this actually is pretty hot, because I was holding on to the bottom and there was only one piece of wax paper without any safety gloves or like glasses or anything. Just our bare hands. I didn't have anything on me except for like my sharpener or something. And it hands it to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is hot." So I switch it to the other hand. And I'm like, "This isn't helping, I'm gonna switch it to the other hand." And while I'm switching it to the other hand, the paper slips out of my hand, flips over, and lands on my middle and ring finger of the left hand, and lands on my thumb of the right my ring and middle finger of the right hand and thumb of the left hand. And I start acting crazy, because this is one of the on a scale of 1 to 10 out of I just got shot in the stomach, I was at a 10%, because it was, you know how sugar burns at a higher like level, because like science, and I was in science, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so hot, I gotta get it off of me." So I'm like, maybe I can lick it off. So I lick it, and I'm like, nope, never. And a little piece of the burning hot Starburst got stuck to my lip, and this will come up later in the story. It got stuck to my lip, and I'm like, "What the frick?" And the teacher looks over at me, and she's like, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to eat it." And I'm like, "I didn't eat it. I dropped it on myself." And she's like, "Well, go wash it off." I ran from that door to the bathroom in under 5 seconds, and it's pretty far away. I ran as fast as I possibly could, and like drifted into the where the sinks are, and like judo slapped the freaking faucet handles, and I'm like, does oh, hold on. Oh my god. Excuse me. And we're back. Okay. Okay. So, I sit there for at least 10 minutes just holding the coldest of water that it could go to onto my hands. And, I'm just holding it there. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't hurt because it's under the cold water. If I took it out, it would probably burn like heck. And so after about 5 minutes, my boy, Raymond, comes out of the room. And he's like, dude, you okay? And I'm like, starting to get a little teary because, like, oh God, it hurts so bad. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, but, like, it hurts so bad. He was like, well, are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, yeah. And so he just uses the bathroom and then he leaves. And then my boy Luis comes out and he's like, hey, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And he was like, you know, and he's like, you know, she was gonna let us eat it after it cooled down. And I was like, what? And so after a few minutes, after 5 minutes later after that, the teacher comes out and she's like, what the heck? And she's like, get in line. And I step in line. 7 seconds later, I'm like, I'm freaking out because I can't feel my fingertips. I can't feel anything off my hand. It's so hot. You literally would feel like you just dipped your hand in lava. And I'm like, I can't bear it. I was like, I started crying a little because, like, it hurt so bad. It felt like I just stuck my hands in lava. That's how hot it was. and I put the thing in water, and the teacher comes over to me, and she's like, well, let's go get an ice pack. I told you not to eat it. This is what happens when you do not, I repeat, she said, you do not follow directions. And I'm like, this is not my fault. But I didn't actually say that because I was like, I was having a panic attack because I could not feel the tips of my fingers. You're not helping. And I'm gonna end the video here. I'll make a part 2 of this, but this video is getting a little long. Peace.